FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome, and you are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz. Today is 7/30/20. Well, you see the craziness going on. It was all a foregone conclusion. If you've been following this show, and if you've been following our next guest, then you shouldn't be surprised at all. I'd like to know your opinion, what you're thinking about, where this is all heading. Social unrest, money printing galore, and a global economic pandemic. Why don't you email me, kl@kerrylutz.com. Well, our good friend is with us now, Gerald Celente, and you know him well, trendsjournal.com, Trends Research Institute. You know, Gerald, you've been at this for 40 years now. That's a long time.
Well, you're not kidding. And the magazine, of course, is a weekly now. So I'm working much, much harder because the current events that are forming future trends are coming at us so fast and furious. I've never seen anything like this in my life. I could never imagine anything like this in my life. How the whole world changed within just 3 months, from February, March to April. A whole new world began. And to me, it's hell on earth.
Yeah, and sometimes, as the song goes, you got to go through hell before you get to heaven, right? And we're certainly there now. The pandemic, scamdemic, plandemic, whatever you want to call it, it just doesn't seem to want to go away, even as the cases go away.
Well, we wrote about this. You look at the cover of the, January 28th Trends Journal. The headline was Coronavirus, 106 dead in China. And our next line was 1.4 billion still alive. The new Black Plague? ? And we quoted Jeff Zucker. And you can put any initial you'd like in front of that Z, whether it's a S or whatever in front of it. And he's quoted in the Wall Street Journal as telling his staff when this thing broke out to basically stay on it. It's boosting the ratings. The CNNs, the MSNBCs, the cable networks, their ratings were in the toilet as their presstitutes swim around in it all the time. They're in the toilet all the time anyway. You would get a couple of 100,000 people. That was all that was watching, like an Anderson Cooper. Again, a little nobody, born on third base and thought he had a home run. He'd be a nobody if mommy wasn't Gloria Vanderbilt. So take it easy, Junior. Like the little clown we got up here in New York, arrogant King Cuomo. He thinks he's the dictator. Another, like his brother Chris, born on third base, daddy's boys. They'd be nobody if daddy wasn't Mario Cuomo. So what I'm saying is what they've done is the media has hyped it. They hyped it to bring up the ratings. CNN's ratings have gone up over 120%. Since the virus broke out, or since they broke out the virus. You look at the headlines, 34 cases in Beijing. What the hell do I care if there's 34 cases? How many people are dying of air pollution, all the other crap in that filthy place every day? But that's what they're doing. So the media hyped it, and the politicians used it to take power.
It's obvious, and I call Cuomo #Killer Cuomo.
Yep.
Look what he did.
Yep.
Sending all those hapless souls, sick people, to nursing homes and long care facilities who were infected with COVID. And this led to mass deaths, which they then attempted to cover up. It could be over 10,000 for all we know. I'd like to know where the Attorney General is, because sending somebody into a vulnerable situation where many would obviously die and they knew it, and doing it anyway sounds like a deprivation of civil rights and constitutional rights, doesn't it?
Yep. Well, as far as the district attorneys, they're members of the club. I mean, look at the murderers. How about a little George W. Bush? And I have to be proper, on the station. I can't say Dick Cheney, so I'll call him Penis Cheney by his correct name. And how come these people have never brought up for war crime tribunal for lying us into these wars? One after another. The Obamas, what he did to Libya and Syria. How about the too big to fails? All these banks that's guilty of crimes that don't go to jail. So the district attorneys are nothing more than members of the club. And I had a rally here in Kingston. We had a 4th of July Unite for Peace and Restore Freedom rally. Judge Napolitano from Fox, of course, is the keynote speaker here. And I called out Cuomo. I said, come on and try to stop this. It's against the law. Come and try to stop me from having a 4th of July party, rally. They could march 3 days a week over here in Kingston for Black Lives Matter, but I can't have a rally for a celebration of the 4th of July. So I had it anyway. And the hate that I got for it is still going on. And what happened was right away they started saying, watch for the spike now of coronavirus deaths. You know what happened?
Nothing.
No, they went down.
Oh, well, I guess you should get them more out. Down. Well, it's so obvious, Gerald. We in Florida during the spring when it was cool and most people were out, cases were very low. Then it got hot, people are inside, and cases are up, but the cases are irrelevant. Deaths are down. They've been shown to be fudging the numbers, adding in cases from months ago and weeks ago. And the fact is, 3 days ago, when they said there were 170 plus deaths, there were only 20 deaths that day. Wow. Could you send me that information? Yeah,
I'd love to
sure.
See it. Yeah,
sure.
Put it in a journal. What does
shocking.
Florida have? Under 10,000 deaths. They're a little over 6,000 deaths.
Yeah, of which how many are really COVID?
How many are really COVID? But let's just say they're all COVID. Okay, 6,000. This has been going on since what? February, March, April, May, June. 6 months going on. 6,000 deaths. 1,000 deaths a month out of a population of 21.5 million people. Yeah. What are we talking about here?
It's actually higher than that because when it started, many New Yorkers were down here for the winter, and they didn't go back to New York until about a month ago. So really, the population swells in Florida during the winter, during tourist season. It could easily have been 25 million or more. And then we look at New York, and there's 50,000 deaths, I think, 50,000 deaths.
32,000.
Yeah, many times more than
Many
what's
times
here.
more, with a smaller population, 19.5 million. And the presstitutes, these little slimers, these disgusting, hellish people bow down to little Andy Cuomo. He did such a great job here. Oh, they love him. Oh, they think he's terrific. Hey, okay, New York has 32,700 deaths. Florida has 6,335. They got a bigger population, but yet they're going after the governor daily. DeSantis, they're going after him daily. And that other slimy, rotten piece of garbage, arrogant scum over there in California, Gruesome Newsom. Oh, you only have a population there of what, 40 million? And they got 8,700 deaths? And again, the numbers are inflated. The majority, 50% of the people have died in America. This is a fact. Are from elder care nursing homes over here in Massachusetts, right next to me over here. It's over 60%. Same thing in Jersey, one place after another. Michigan. When it broke out, where did it break out in Washington State? Where did they die? Kirkland, Washington, nursing homes.
Yeah, they call this the boomer remover disease. Think of all the Social Security that's not going to be paid, all the Medicare, all the pensions they're not going to have to pay. And they need to be brought to account. I call it Ava Braun Whitmer over in Michigan. She did the same thing. And that wacky wolf character in Pennsylvania, he did the same thing. And his Department of Health tranny, she actually removed her mother from a home when it all started because right after she issued the order to accept COVID patients, and they had to accept them, they weren't allowed to test for it. And if this doesn't rise to the level of at least negligent homicide, then I don't know what does.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next.
Arcana Corporation is on the verge of bringing the world's highest grade silver mine into production. The Revenue Virginius mine in Colorado has proven improbable silver reserves grading nearly 37 ounces per ton silver with an all-in sustaining production cost of only US $8 per ounce of silver. The mine is fully permitted with infrastructure already in place, and the company has announced they plan to commence production in 2020. Achieving successful production usually results in a significant upward share price re-rating on the Lassonde curve. Arcana trades under the ticker AUN in Toronto and AUNFF in New York. To learn more, go to arcana.com. That's AURCANA.com.
The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
So the reality of this is, and again, it's bigger than New York and it's bigger than America. It's global. And the Italians, and me being an Italian, and I'm disgusted with them, they're the first ones that bowed down to this stuff. They're the first Western nation that locked down. And the average age of the people that died in Italy was 80 years old. They virtually all of them were suffering from pre-existing chronic conditions. And they're the first ones that did it. Look what's going on around the world. Again, it's bigger than just the United States. You look at Australia, where they have a population of 25.5 million people. They're just locking it down again. They got the grand total of 176 deaths. And they report the deaths, and they're elderly people again, nursing homes suffering from chronic illnesses, and they closing down Melbourne, closing down. We are in an economic collapse unimaginable in history. Yeah. And now you've got the people that started this fear, those slimy geeksters over there on the West Coast. They're the ones that started, we're going to work at home. We're going to work at home. And now Google announced they're not coming back till next July. What's going to happen to commercial real estate? You don't have to be a genius to figure this one out. What's going to happen to all those businesses that rely on people going to work? Look at New York City. Do you know how many, it just came out yesterday, the percentage of people that went back to work in New York City? 10%. 10%. All those businesses that rely on people coming into the city. Tourism, dead. Not only tourism, dead around the globe. And we Americans can't go any place, or many places. It's dead around the world. We are in a collapse that's unimaginable. And the violence, the crime that's already happening. You know what I say, when people lose everything and have nothing left to lose, they lose it. You're seeing crime skyrocketing. I'm not making this up. The numbers are there. And it's all over the world it's happening. My greatest fear is that history is repeating itself. Yeah. Currency war, trade war, Great Depression, World War II, currency war, trade war, Greatest Depression, World War III. When all else fails, they take you to war. And this will be the war that truly ends all wars, because we'll all be dead. When they asked Einstein, what kind of weapons will they use to fight the Third World War? He said, I don't know. He said, they'll be using sticks and stones to fight the fourth.
Yeah, it's very disheartening. Is there any hope on the horizon?
Yes. I held a rally. I had a 4th of July Restore Freedom rally, Occupy Peace and Restore Freedom. And to me, I don't use the word hope, because hope is looking to do something without making something happen. Is there an opportunity for it? Yes. A new third party. And the platform's already been built in part of it. One is all the people that will not and fight against that getting vaccinated. Number two, anti-tax. Look, Kerry, they're putting all these kids at home online learning, right? They're not sending them back to school in a lot of places. So if your school's closed down, why am I paying all these high school taxes? And I don't need 15, first grade teachers in my tiny little city over here. I need one. They're all online. So I don't need all these different people teaching different kids. And you don't have any maintenance, you don't have any janitors, you don't have any cooking, you don't have anything going on over the cafeterias. Why am I paying all these taxes? People are losing their jobs, losing their homes, losing their future, and you're raising my taxes? I got to pay these. So a new platform, I believe right now, it could be filled by a third of the population in America.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think people are really fed up. It's been a giant red pill experience for those who want to see, but yet there's still people, Gerald, that think, hey, I wake up in the morning, I better put my mask on, even though the science is dubious. I'm
in nowhere over here. We're in Kingston. The place is dead. I watch people walk up and down the street day and night. Nobody on the street, and they're wearing a mask like it's going to jump out from behind a tree. I watch people driving in cars with the windows up with a mask on. It's the same way. How were people so stupid to follow a freak like Hitler? The same way they hailed Hitler, marched to Mussolini, and salute Stalin, they're doing the same thing now. They're obeying the orders from their dictators.
Yeah, and back then, we had an educated population, really around the world, but especially in the U.S., that actually questioned things and actually used their minds. Now we don't have these people in as large an abundance.
No. But again, it's so easy to take people to war. It's been going on. Look at our whole lives. I mean, my God, World War II ends. Hey, how about let's do a Korean War? I got another one. That's not going so good. Well, wait a while. How about a Vietnam War? All right. Hey, how about the first Iraq War? I got a better one. Let's do Iraq one more time. Hey, how about Afghanistan? Oh, yeah, Alexander the Great did a great job there. Did he lose? Oh, yeah, the British, Russians. Oh, we're gonna win. We're gonna win. Tie your yellow ribbon round the, yeah, all right? It's been a freak show forever. And people better start standing up for their dignity and stop taking orders from criminals. Oh, I'm going to vote. No, he's a lesser of two evils. You mean you hang out? Support? Oh, and you vote for evil people? Oh, yeah, but he's not as evil as the other one. Yours killed 20 million. Mine only killed 18 million. Yep. That's how bad it is. People argue that they're voting for a lesser of two evils.
Yeah, well, I always call it the evil of the two lessers. That's what it usually comes down to,
Well said.
Yeah, so is there any bright spot, though, on the horizon? Do you think?
That's it. We have to fight for it. We have to fight for it. How could there be a bright spot when these dark souls are destroying our lives? They've sucked the joy out of it. Oh, Cuomo's going to become brilliant next week. Little Gruesome Newsom's going to grow up and become a man? Witless Whitmer over there? Oh, I'm a Democrat. Oh, you love Nancy Pelosi. She's brilliant. No, I like Chucky Schumer better. Oh, I'm a Republican. Mitch McConnell's my kind of guy. Oh, no, I like Lindsey Graham. How the hell is it going to get any better when we got freaks destroying us? Yep. It has to change from the people. That's what this country is about. That's how the revolution started. What was it? Under 10% of the people believed in the revolution.
Yeah, it's time to rise up. I couldn't agree with you more. I think a lot of people, they just don't really know perhaps how bad it is and how bad it's going to get.
You're not going to get them. You forget the Allot. The Allot don't count. The Allot have marched off to the COVID war already. They're dying in the COVID war already. They're masked up. They're freaked out. You forget them. You don't need them. You don't want them. They'll follow who's ever leading. They're gutless cowards. We need the people that are true Americans, true hearts and souls of freedom, liberty, love, and joy. People that believe in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, not these little slimy scum that have destroyed it and basically crap on it in front of us.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, how can you not be shooting looters that are trying to burn these buildings down and using weapons and explosives and all this. Shouldn't they be shot?
Look, somebody breaks into my house. If they break in, they're dead. End of story. I'll kill them.
Same here.
You break into my house, you're dead.
Yeah.
Who the hell are you to come into my home? I was only here to steal. I didn't know you were here.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's really disheartening.
This is going to get, the violence that's facing us. Look at these groups that are forming, like you saw in Kentucky, armed to the teeth. I'm telling you, this thing's going down big and hard and fast. Wonder why gold prices spiked and silver. Can't figure it out. Boy, maybe I'll ask somebody on CNBC and they'll be able to tell me. Oh, yeah. I only forecast this, a year ago. The gold bull run began June 6, 2019. In our Trends Journal, when silver was selling for $17, they said, this is it, ready to take off now. Oh, now it's only over $24.
Yeah, and we haven't seen anything yet. Yeah. Well, and they're worrying about stimulus. Look at all the people who've lost their jobs, can't pay their rent.
Yep.
Facing potential eviction, foreclosure. Yep. And what's the solution here? I mean, the debt is unsustainable.
We have to look at the scum, the murderous, disgusting scum called Democrats and Repulsivekins just passed a massive military budget. What the hell is my money going into that for? Close down these bases overseas. The damn war ended 75 years ago. Close the borders, secure the homeland, put the troops to work rebuilding our third world infrastructure. Use that money to rebuild America. Get rid of these trade deals you did called World Trade Organization and NAFTA. Bring back the trade regulations that existed before then. Make America a self-sustaining economy. When I want Italian prosciutto or French wine, bring it in. I'd like an Armani jacket, fine. But for the towels, the underwear, and shoes and so many other things that we could be making, clothing, why do they do it? Because you use cheap labor to bring it over here and mark it up and make more money. Look how they killed all the mom and pop businesses by allowing the Walmarts and the Home Depots, by destroying the Robinson-Patman Act, Sherman Antitrust Act, Clayton Antitrust Act. Bring them back. Unless you want to be a little slave in Slavelandia, then keep following your orders. Don't forget to vote.
Mm-hmm. Hey, so Gerald, you see what's happening in China now. They're on the midst of collapse. We see that the Three Gorges Dam is probably going to collapse. There's a very good chance, but they're having biblical flooding, and it looks like the CCP is teetering on the edge. Nobody has seen them for months. There's no help going to these poor, hapless communities that have been inundated by floods directly caused by releasing water from the dams, and it looks like major change is going to come about there as well.
Yep. The whole world is going down. That's why I'm saying they're going to take us to war. And it'll end in an instant. Hypersonic weapons, a whole different ball game of biological warfare, chemical warfare, drones by the zillions, on and on, cyber warfare. Here, I'm going to tell you a story. We're going to make up a moronic story. Once upon a time, not too long ago, the people became very fearful of a new virus that broke out. And these brave people, wrapped in fear, ran to the supermarkets to buy all the toilet paper that they could. All right? Could you make up a crappier story than that one? Does it show you what kind of crapheads most of the people are? That the first thing they did was fight for toilet paper? And you can't make this up. Only in a very sick, demented world can you come up with that story. Yeah. They ran out for toilet paper.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it's pretty absurd, and it's absurd anyway. And then you got Charmin commercials saying, don't worry, we're producing toilet paper full speed. Everything's going to be fine.
Yep.
Madness. Total madness.
Yep. Total madness. That's what I'm trying to say. It's total madness. So if you want to live in total madness, don't be a man, don't be a woman. Just be a little boy and girl, a little coward in Slavelandia, and do what you're told.
Yeah, and that's what we're turning into, Slavelandia. Well, in any event, Gerald, appreciate your checking in with us. Trendsresearch.com. Go get your copy. Subscribe to Trends Journal so you're not going to be surprised any longer. I mean, Gerald, we were talking about precious metals since I started my show back in 2011. We've been talking about this, and people just figure it's good, it's okay now, it's tolerable, and it's not going to get worse. So let's just leave things the way they are. And you see what happens. You know, we are here now because of what we did before or didn't do.
Yep. Oh no, I see silver going up at much higher percentage rates than gold. When gold breaks solidly over 2,000 an ounce, and it's close. I mean, we're talking now. Gold is at records.
Yeah. Oh yeah, every day it's setting a new record. And I made the prediction that once gold hit 1750, silver would start taking off. It started around 1730. Silver started its ascent. Not that it was anything brilliant. It's just a number. And now, God only knows how much silver will go up eventually, because it is the people's money in the end, and might be all we have. What do you make of the so-called shortage of coins? Is that real, or is this just an internet meme?
I think it's what they're doing. Well, we've been saying this for a couple of years. They're going to, you don't want to touch that dirty cash. We're going to give you digital trash. And that's what it's about.
All right. That's what I expected. Well, hey, so make sure go over and subscribe. It could be really important to your future and your family's future. Trendsresearch.com, and send us an email, kl@kerrylutz.com, with your thoughts. Visit our site, financialsurvivalnetwork.com. We always reprint and rebroadcast as many of Gerald's interviews as we can, and sign up for your free newsletter. Gerald will check in with you shortly and see how the war is proceeding.
All right. Thank you for all you do.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.